Well, hello there, people in the viewerverse. This is nCaptainSteve, and I'm joined with this man, Kurt. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Kurt, mate. How are you?
Good, and you?
Yeah, not so bad. We've had one of the best updates ever.
Yes, definitely, 100%.
Well, we get into that during today's podcast, and it's very much, I think it's an update that's divided people. I'm still sitting on the fence a bit. I think I'm enjoying it more now that I started a relaxation mode, but we'll get into that in a mo. Shall we start this podcast off as we always do? You got anything new in the app, Kurt?
Yeah, recently I've been working on a new feedback system for the app. I was waiting to pull that in until the update dropped, and now that it's dropped, I'm feverishly working on getting the new items in and the images. And I have no excuse anymore because Monkey Man updated his Mbin compiler, and I thought I would have time this weekend to go away, and that Monkey Man wouldn't have been finished and I could blame it on him, but he updated it so quickly. I think he had it already done Friday night.
Oh, wow.
Saturday morning for him maybe, but so I got no excuses, so I got to get that done this week.
And have you come across anything in the game files that has been a little bit tantalizing?
I think there was some tantalizing stuff, like Atlas 5. Was it the Atlas 5 pass?
Yeah.
Or at least it had the number 5 in it. I'm not sure if it means that, but there's definitely an Atlas 4. Yeah. It's the name for that is in there.
Yeah, see, currently in game we've got Atlas Pass 1, 2 and 3. When we've been gifted Atlas Passes by Hello Games, that's Atlas Pass 4, and it looks very different from Atlas Pass 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can bring up our message history if you want on Twitter and show people what we're talking about around the Atlas cards. You don't mind me putting on screen, do you?
Yeah, no problem. Okay, just to blur out that thing that I said about that person that we don't talk about.
Oh, yeah, that git. Yes, yeah. Here we go. Here's our conversation history. Let's scrolling up. I'll make this a bit bigger for you guys. Hold on one sec. You won't be able to see Kurt, but you should still be able to hear him. Can talk a bit, Kurt?
Hello.
Yeah, I can still hear you. This is good. Right, okay, cool. Let's zoom in a bit. Okay, that's not working. Wrong screen. All right, so yeah, that's the Atlas Pass 3 there. That's the Atlas Pass 3. And then that's the Atlas Pass 4. But inside of the game files, it's got an expedition folder. Let's go into there, because Kurt was very kind to send me these over. So if you go into expedition, the only things that are in there right now are these. So you've got Atlas Pass 1, Atlas Pass 2, 3, 4 and 5. I kind of think these are going to be rendezvous points. You know, like if we go to different rendezvous, I think it's placeholders for them. But yeah, it's a little bit strange that. So yeah, okay, that's tantalising. I'll give you that, Kurt. That's tantalising. Nice.
Yeah. Then to add on to that, Atlas Pass 4 being in the game files makes me think that we are going to get an Atlas Pass 4. Maybe not the 5, but the 4. I didn't see where that was a reward from though. Nah, well, it's not. Doesn't seem to be a reward from the next season, season of Expeditions.
Right, so at the moment your app hasn't pulled in all the new Quicksilver stuff, so we've got the posters, the grass, and there's nothing new that you're seeing, is there?
Yeah, well, because the Mbin compiler has been updated, I can see the current community mission rewards, and there's nothing new. So okay. we've got the latest that there is at the moment, ending with the grass, which also means that solar helmet is not in there as a
solar helmet. Here we go. Yeah. Solar helmet. Here we are. Quicksilver drive. So this is the solar helmet. Check this out. Hold on. Let me make that bigger for you guys because it's really quite nice. Boom. Look at that thing. So it's got like the solar sorts of panels on the side there, but it looks very tin plated. You can see all these rivets. I love this sort of, I don't know what that is, some sort of exhaust manifold going across the top of it. Oh, it looks nice. It's very steampunk. I kind of want it, you know. That's very cool. It looks like it's another piratey type helmet for flying the solar ships. What do you think of that helmet anyway yourself there, buddy?
It's very cool. I think, yeah, you mentioned it to me that it would be cool to have a helmet for every type of ship.
Yeah, apart from the hauler with like a Lego brick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to have an exotic one. You know, we've got the Royal Multi-Tools as well. It'd be nice to have a Royal Exotic helmet and maybe some Royal Exotic armour as well to go with it. That'd be cool.
What would that look like? Just a white ball with a golden spike coming right up?
Yeah, why not? With some sort of like curly sort of finials and things on it and stuff. A little bit like what we've got on the exotic ships already. Or even sort of like a squid helmet with a squid armor as well. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
That would be pretty cool.
Pretty nice to have a squiddy sort of backpack with tendrils coming off of it. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, Henry Rice points out Bomber Boy did share a picture on Twitter of someone who had it in the game already. They somehow unlocked it.
What?
Yeah.
Sneaky. I'd like to see the animations on it and see just how you can color code it and stuff. Talking about people in the verse.
It'd be cool if the solo rails came out and like flapped.
As you start running, yeah, like, bzzz, yeah, and distort your view. Yeah, they get in the way of your vision, just like the ships do. Brilliant.
Or they angle up towards the sun at all times.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. So we've got a Henry Rice, he's inside of the live chat. We've got Jackpot Ninja here, James MC, yourself, multitasking, freaking awesome, Atlas Galacticus, RJ Tablet, Ricey, we've got Scottish Rod, dun dun dun. Hello there, mate. We've got Shockwave. By the way, people, if you want to come and join us and come and chat to us, if you've got thoughts and feelings that you want to share on this latest updates and how you feel about it, jump on over into the podcast waiting room. The Discord link is inside the video description. Be nice to have you on board. I can see Cyberpunk's already in the waiting room ready to come in, so we'll be bringing him in very shortly, I'd imagine. We've got Garrick's Jacks there, Rice's Starship Emporium. We've got some great content creators here. Alan Mack with his membership sort of notification. Thank you very much for all of your support. 25 months, that's 2 years. Holy fudge. Nice to have you always here as well, buddy. It's nice to have my regulars, it really is. Hello there, Wolfie, as well, and James MC. Yeah, RJ Tablet. Dark Lord Zelric. I love it when Dark Lord Zelric's in the house. He always comes up with something, because, you know, he plays about in the game files as well, doesn't he? So,
he just likes tempting you.
Yeah, there's one here.
Mine before, wasn't it? Dark Lord Zelric. Before it had the actual model of the rocket, it was just a storage chest.
Yeah.
But still had the animation of it floating.
Yeah, it looked wrong though, didn't it? I know somebody replaced it out with a signal booster beacon thing instead, a save beacon. That looked a little bit more appropriate. But I love this rocket's animation, the way that it sort of spirals and collapses in on itself. It's like a slinky or something. Have you ever dropped a slinky from height? It sort of it does weird stuff. It defies logic and reason. It's odd when you put it in slow-mo.
Also, wasn't it that as soon as you drop it, the bottom actually comes up as well?
Well, you drop it, the bottom stays. It just hovers in space until the top hits the bottom, then it all falls like a pancake. It's weird. Defies logic, that, doesn't it? Cool. Yeah, so anyways, we could bring in Cyberpunk, and we've got Catherine W there as well, so... Yeah.
Yes, Katrine raided us just now.
Sweet. Oh, did she? Nice one. Thank you, Catherine. Much appreciated. Thank you for the raid. Yeah, cool. I guess bring them in, I guess, and... Hello. They've both got their mics mute. Sneaky. You should be able to unmute, and we should be able to hear you. There we go. Ooh,
there we go.
Okay, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Let me mute you on my TV so I don't hear you twice.
Yeah, we can hear you both. Welcome in. So.
All right. Hello.
I can get this to show up. I'm sharing my main icon as a video today. You had mentioned, asked about tantalizing things found in the game to Kurt, and I happened to dig up most if not all of the Twitch rewards last night, and I have photos to share.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if you can, that'd be cool. How are you going to share them though? Can you share screen on here? Does that work? I don't know.
Yes, actually, hang on. Let me see if I can change channels. It took out my share screen. Cool. Okay, so did that share properly? No, it did not.
Let's see if I can make this bigger for people.
You've been disconnected. Okay, it's not letting me. Why?
Oh dear, that's not good. But the Twitch rewards, weren't they all on the news page? You know, like the patch release page. There was like a little testicle monster, and
they had a picture of some of it, but not all of it. And there's, near as I've found, there are at least three new pets. 4 or 5 ships and multi-tools, and the probably the most underwhelming of all of them was It's the Viking armor.
Oh, the Viking armor. See, I'm not seeing that in the game files here. I'm seeing a ship that's got like spiky wings. It's got like the viper nose, a hauler, a green one, an explorer.
It's not letting me go live.
Okay.
Kurt, you might need to update my permissions.
Yeah, let me give you.
Sweet. I'm looking at the Twitch rewards that are inside the game files, but it would be nice to see the photos. I'll jump back over to Discord now, just in case you managed to sort it. Anyway, while you're sorting that out, shall I jump over to Catherine and ask what she thinks of the update?
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Loving it. Cool.
I am absolutely loving it. It's amazing. Like I can't say enough good things about it, because now I get to do what I want. Like, I think that people before were saying that I was cheating because I did a lot of duping.
Right. Okay.
Because I wanted to play my way. My way was to do building and to do exploring and to find creatures, and that was my thing. But now I'm able to do all that. I don't have to do any duping. And nobody can tell me that I'm cheating, because that's one thing that was annoying me, was that, this was my way of playing the game.
Yeah.
But I was getting things from other people saying, but duping was cheating and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And my opinion on that was, like, everybody reloads. Everybody reloads. Builders, explorers, everybody reloads. So I didn't think that duping was any more than reloading, in that I was playing my game the way I wanted to play it. Well, now I can play it exactly the way I want to play it, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I've started my new little adventure series inside of relax mode, and even though I'm doing that, you've still got to dig up all the salvageable tech to get all those base parts, and you're going to dig up half a bloody planet. No, I don't. I can just swap it into creative mode now and go and claim them all if I want to.
Exactly.
Which I've shown it the legit way inside my stream, so I'm going to show people how to do it. But now off camera, I'll probably go and do that, and I'll do a little mini outtakes video at the end on how I actually did it.
So is it cheating now?
No, because it's actually been put in by the freaking mods. So from the developers, it's now a feature. It's not really an exploit. It's there as a feature.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the way I feel about it now. Is like, that's why I'm so thrilled with it. I'm thrilled with this, because it now lets me play the way I want to play the game.
Yeah, you see, for me, I don't know whether it's going to spoil the experience for new people coming in, or whether it's just going to remove the monotony of grind. Because they'll probably do it right the first couple of times, and when they start getting bored, then they'll flick the switch. Yeah.
And then they'll find it exciting. It's a beautiful, exciting, gorgeous game that I love to explore, and I love to, I love playing the game. But it's just, it was a bit of a grind. Like when I would be in the middle of a real creative streak where this is what I want to build, and everything is working for me, and I'm able to do this and I'm able to do that. And then all of a sudden I run out of materials. Am I going to now break off and go run out and try and get myself a bunch of silicate powder because I wanted to build in stone? Or do I do a little bit of duping, get the silicate powder that I need, and continue on with my build and my creativity?
Yeah.
So I wanted to build in normal, because most of the people that I play with are also in normal mode, right? So anyway, that dilemma is gone. So you have one happy player here.
Yeah, I've had that sentiment echoed by a lot of base builders as well, to say now they can build something in survival or perma, and it's so easy just to flick that switch, do everything you need to do, flick it back again, job's done. And I think that does help when it comes to building out bases and things, but it also helps in freeing up for exploration, like I mentioned about digging up half a planet to get all the stuff you need to get all the base parts. But the same applies to maybe grinding out nanites to upgrade a multi-tool the way you want, or your ship the way you want. We've all done that. A lot of the long-term players have. It's just the new players that I was slightly concerned about. Is it going to take something away from that? But then at the same time, none of the new players, the Switch players, are on version 4.0, from what I'm hearing. They're all on version 3.99.
That's what I heard. Yeah, I don't have Switch personally, so I'm never going to play it. But yeah.
No, I've been hitting up streams. I've been looking at people that have uploaded from Switch within like the last day, and they're all still on version 3.99. It'd be nice to have confirmation inside of the chat. If anyone's got a Switch watching now, let us know in the chat if you're on 3.99. If you've got all this new stuff where you can swap modes, please let us know. Because with Hello Games saying, 4.0 is where Switch launch is where the whole game swaps over to 4.0. I assumed wrongly that Switch players were included in that bucket. All my new content is aimed for Switch people. It's why I started my new expedition. They're probably going, my menu doesn't look like that. What the
Yeah.
And Sean Murray saying that we can welcome all these new players in. There are sort of like footholders for the new expedition. Kurt in the game files has found footholders. Do you want to take it away? Do you want to talk about what you found, Kurt?
Yeah, we can go through that quickly. So there's a bunch of new files that just start with S9, and I think you may have seen on Twitter people sharing the images of just a list of items that have an icon, each of them having an icon that says needs an icon. So those are their current icons, but I'll read them out quickly. So the names that they have, because they don't have proper names yet, is things like S9 decrypt, S9 key piece, S9 key, S9 science tree, weapon tree, farm tree, exocraft tree, ship tree, and builder tree.
So S9, you think that's going to stand for like Season 9 or Expedition 9, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since the last one we had was Expedition 8.
Okay.
And we do have the rewards. So these items are listed in the reward table of the game. But when we were looking through the reward table of the game files, it looks like the rewards are they look exactly the same as Season 5. If you complete all of the phases, you get the title Exobiologist. You get the quad egg. So it kind of just feels like a copy paste. It's probably just there as a placeholder.
Yeah, because quad egg, we've already had the quad dog. It'd be horrible if they start repeating rewards. I mean, it's possible they might, because the Switch players, they haven't got any of them.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be opposed to them redoing the expeditions. But usually when they do that, they call it the Redux expedition. Yeah. And they don't try and hide it. They don't say like this is now Season 7, but it's actually the first one.
Well, Hello Games tends to go quiet over the Christmas period, all the way up to about February, March time, don't they? So usually, last year we had the expeditions to rerun from the start of January, and it took us all the way up to like mid to late January, December to mid to late January, didn't it? Something like that. So we've got extra expeditions now, so they might start it on the 1st of December, or maybe even before this year. It takes us to the mid to late December. January, sorry. So that's what I think anyway. I don't know whether I'll be right on that.
And the new menu change where you've got the stuff on the right hand side with the expedition and like those tiles there, it kind of feels like you could very easily just put a menu that says, hey, I want to play not the live expedition but Season 1 and just replay that.
Sweet. Oh, Jason Plays is here. Jason Plays has just dropped 10 US, and he says, I know there's a lot of negative forwards on the update, but I think it's great. As a player of 5 years, I appreciate the changes because it lets the future of updates be more substantial. Cheers, Steve. Well, thank you, Jason. And Jason, you're more than welcome to jump into this chat if you want. There's a link in the video description. That goes for all of you guys. If you want to sound off and come in and have a little chat with us. Yeah, awesome. Well,
we also have Ricey in the waiting room.
Can I say something? Because I've never had a chance to actually say something to Jason.
Go for it.
But Jason, thank you. Just thank you, because he's the one who got me started on when I first started over a year ago now. Almost 2 years. Almost 2 years now that I've been playing. Wow. But Jason's the one who got me started, so I've never had a chance to actually say thank you. So thank you, Jason.
I do like Jason. His little face just lights you up, doesn't it? Yeah.
Jason's awesome. So, Captain, I sent you a link to the pictures. Unfortunately, there's some permissions issues going on, so I can't do a screen share.
Okay.
If you can't get to it, I also send it to Kurt.
So look.
But yeah, just my thoughts on this latest update is I like it. I'm still very much afraid to launch my PS5 save.
It says you don't have access to this link. This is a link to a server channel you don't have access to.
Or permissions.
Can you just maybe you sent me the picture of yourself dressed as a Viking.
Yeah, give me a second. I can load those into there too.
Just embed some pickies in there. Yeah, so that's him on a good day. If anybody wonders what Cyberpunk looks
like. Yeah, I've enjoyed it so far. I am afraid to open up my my PS5 save just for the amount of work that I'm going to have to do. But I said that after the what was it? The freighter update. And honestly, I think that anyone who is overly upset about the fact that the what you call it, stuff got nerfed, or the tech got nerfed. If the game is so hard now that you needed to be overpowered to do it, turn the settings down. That's kind of the whole point. We don't need to be as overpowered anymore just to play how we want. That's just my opinion. Take it as you will.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that now. I mean, to be honest, I was very much on the fence, mainly because I thought they might be able to shortcut their way to getting the platinum trophies and things like that, but that's not the case. Hello Games has thought of that. When you go to change your mode, if you change it, it goes, do you realise that changing this could nerf your chances of getting the trophies? Which is great. I mean, yeah.
Let's see here, and then I pull up the pet. I messed around with the pet a little bit as well.
You messed around with the pet a little.
Well, of the pets that came in with the update, or with the Twitch, I loaded those, or I pulled up the 2 new pets. So yeah, it appears we are getting through Twitch. We're going to get the monstrosity that we got in one of the previous expeditions.
Yeah.
There are a dozen new ships, as it would be expected. A bunch of some of the OG banners from the Quicksilver vendor.
It's nice that they're all A-class.
Well, yeah.
Cool. So at least you can take it up to an S, which doesn't take the fun out of it either.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the pets are pretty cool looking. I think that beetle is something amazing.
Yeah, the beetle's quite nice. And the multi-tools, it looks like they're giving you the blaze javelin in one of them, which is an interesting choice of weapon. Yeah, all cool. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I probably will tune in for the Twitch drops, but yeah, the beetle does look cool. Here's your pictures of you messing with the beetle. Oh, it is quite cool. Yeah.
The fun note: the reason I was able to pull this information up without the save editor being updated, which is it's a challenge to do this even with the save editor, is the project I mentioned a few podcasts back about building an offline discovery server.
Yeah,
I've actually made a lot of progress on it. It's nowhere near being releasable yet, but I can authenticate a Steam user, well, me, and I can set a lot of custom settings, like being able to pull whatever Twitch rewards I want. I can upload discoveries. I can kind of download discoveries. I can send expeditions, though, as Kurt pointed out with his expedition server that we started all this with, that's finicky at best. So making progress, and we'll hope to have some more to report on that later.
Good to hear. Nice one for the update, and thanks you for sharing those images with us. It does look quite cool with the Twitch drops. You may have to take part and watch a few. Oh, we've got Ricey in the house. Hello there, Ricey. How are you, mate?
Hello there, Captain Steve. I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Hi, Kurt. Hi, Katrine. Hi, Cyberpunk. Hi, Jason. How are we doing?
Yeah, I watched your ship video earlier, and there's some big problems with ships, isn't there?
A little bit. A little update for everybody on that one. It was then pointed out to me that you can actually change to the cargo tab with a little menu at the top of the screen. but it's not obvious. And why it defaults to tech, I've got no idea. It should default to cargo. So a little addendum to that video, just to let you all know, you can move your cargo across, but you've got to change to a different tab at the top of the screen to switch between cargo and technology.
They just got rid of tabs, but for whatever reason, we're leaving it on that screen. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So I've zendesk it, and we'll see what happens here. Yeah.
Nice one. I sent your first video over.
Yeah. And I did a little live stream earlier. Don't know if you caught it, everybody, but I managed to get the Switch ship into game.
I saw it pop up on my feed. I've not watched it yet.
Yeah.
But how did you manage
I've
that?
also got the I'm a magic. I've also got the I've also got the Switch multi-tool in game as well. Would you like to have a look?
Well, I saw your little video thumbnail pop up, but how are you going to show us?
Like this.
Oh yeah, look! Oh, wow! Look at that! It does magic even on Discord. Magic,
let me
man!
Pop that into
How do I
camera
do
mode.
that?
It's a virtual camera on OBS. It's very clever.
Yeah, Captain, if you click on his video, then it'll also go maximize for you.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's use the technology. Here we go.
Use it or lose it. Yeah.
There you go. Cool, there you are. Nice and big for people.
Oh,
There we are. So there is the Horizon Vector NX.
I think
Which
they've done
is
a
the
lovely
Switch
job
ship.
of that. It does look
It's
like
very
the
nice.
Joy-Cons, doesn't it? It's very cool.
That's it. And it's the same sort of thing as the Golden Vector is. It's a unique graphics file. So it's actually black and not chrome, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
That is awesome.
And there's Droidy sat on the side in little black hat and red as opposed to the usual colours. And opposite colours for opposite sides, just like the Joy-Cons. Yeah, it's really nice.
Very cool. Nicely done,
very
Ricey.
adorable.
And then if I just bring out my multi-tool,
Oh,
there we have
that's pretty. It goes well with the ship, doesn't it? It really
Switch
does.
multi-tool. Yeah, so put them all together. You get something that I just get rid of my... Oh, wrong button, sorry.
So you got a full video on this over on your old YouTube channel, haven't you?
I have of the ship. Yeah, I did a live stream review. So for one of the first live reviews I'd done, which is kind of fun. I haven't done the multi-tool. I might leave that for ostentatious or someone to do. But there you go. There's the multi-tool and the ship.
Nice.
On the screen for you. It's quite nice. Good looking. Good colours. If you've got a Switch, go and grab it. It's up in the anomaly. Go and get it from the Quicksilver guy, apparently. So we need to get a Switch user that can let us know if it actually works or not. So yeah, that would be cool to see.
Sweet, nice one. Thanks for sharing that, Bryce.
There you go. No worries.
We've also got. Is that Jason Place? Is Jason Place in the house?
Jason's here.
I'm actually here, and I did hear you earlier. Thank you so much. I mean, that means a lot when people say, "Hey, I watched you and it motivated me or it helped me," because that's mostly what I want to do. It's always nice being a content creator, but it's even better when you actually help somebody or motivate someone or make someone, their day a little bit better.
Yeah, I know we made a lot of fun of you at the live expedition at Survival Bob, but I mean, I
love it.
You were one of the very first people that I watched that got me going in NoMansSky. So I did want to say thank you personally. Thank you.
Yeah, same here as well. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, Jason, you are awesome.
Well, thank you. And I apologize. You probably already went through this, but how does everyone feel about? I know the big topic is up the inventory, but how do you guys all feel about that?
I'm getting used to it. Yeah, it's a bit of a change. I'm not a massive fan of the scrolly uppy downy piece, but yeah, it is what it is. It's what we've got. We've got more storage definitely now than we ever had, which is great. So yeah, it just takes a bit of getting used to, I think.
See, my biggest complaint originally was being able to change the game modes, but I've got used to that now. I'm starting to like that actually now, because it is saving time. But now my gripe has moved to the inventory and the scrolly bit, just like what Rice was saying. I'm very much a person that takes a visual snapshot, and scrolling and not having everything on one screen is a bit weird. But I think I get used to it.
Yeah, I'm just afraid to launch my PS5 right now to have to deal with all that inventory from a 5-6-year-old save.
I think that everybody was like, I think a lot of people, including myself, was just okay, I don't want to deal with this right now, so I'll just throw it in storage for now. And that was so easy to do, right?
Yeah.
And so now they've changed all the inventory. So now we have to deal with this stuff now.
Yeah.
So now we have to all do inventory management, and nobody wants to do filing. Nobody wants to do filings, including me. So now I think that's where the complaints came from, was, nobody wanted to do that. But I'm really thrilled because now I can finally play the game the way I want. This is one happy player over here, because that's the way I wanted to play the game, was to be able to do it in creative mode, to be able to do the building, to be able to do the exploring, to be able to share my game with people that also are playing the same mode as me. So now being able to do creative and have normal people come and visit my game and see what I'm doing and enjoy the game with me, that's exactly what I wanted to be able to do. So I'm happy. I'm very happy with these changes.
Well, something that I'd like to see happen is, like you've got the filter buttons down at the side of your inventory space, and you press it and it highlights stuff at the moment. What I would really like is if you held it down for a little while, maybe it'd have like one of those little rings that goes around, but then it pulls everything and merges it into an area, so you can actually bulk everything together and bring it to the top of your list. So if you want all of the, the high price stuff, you just hold it down for a while, it brings all the high price stuff to the top. So it saves the scrolling. If they did that, I'd be a lot happier.
See, well,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
my workaround for it right now, anyway, in the the inventory in the technology area at the top, instead of scrolling down, because I hate doing that as well, I put all of my technology that I never use, never touch, nothing you need to recharge, you put it under the scroll. That way only the activated stuff is at the top. And the same thing for my materials. I'll put all my stuff that, my carbon that I never interact with by itself. I use it for other things. But anything I'm not using, I'll put it under the scroll. And so there's a big clear area at the top of the scroll. So anything I pick up, just like the previous inventory, anything new you pick up, top left-hand side, and it just keeps moving from left to right. So as long as that top area is clear, all your new items go to the top.
That's a good
almost
shout.
like starting at the bottom, working your way up instead of starting at the top and work your way down. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's a good idea. Yeah, I like that.
It's a re-education piece, isn't it? This is what I mean by you've got to get used to it, and I don't think I've given it long enough to get used to it. So at the moment, I'm just bitching and moaning about it. Yeah, naughty me.
And I think a lot of people, that's their gut reaction, and I get it. Believe me, a lot of people. I've had so many. I know you guys have probably, and gals have already had the comments, the hundreds of comments of, "This sucks. I'm never coming back. Terrible. They broke the game. This is not good." And it's like, I had that gut reaction when I first loaded up and I saw all of my tech just stuffed in my cargo, and I was like, "Oh, are you kidding me?" Okay. But after about an hour, I got used to it, and I realized, for me, I commented this earlier, but I think that we had the same reaction back in 2018. A lot of people are brand new. There's a lot of newer players that haven't had to have this happen to them. In 2018, with the next update, they had to reset the universe. So they cleared out everyone's bases from, people had amazing builds and they were just gone.
It just restored
deleted.
your last base, didn't it?
Yeah, and everyone was so pissed. Everyone was so mad. Like, how dare you? I spent hundreds of hours making this and now it's just gone.
Yeah.
And I understood that. But it enabled Hello Games to clear the slate and say, look, we're making so many changes on the fundamentals, the bottom of the game, the behind the scenes stuff. And we needed to clear it out. That way, a year from now, we can put out the Origins update, or we can put out the Frontiers update with new base pieces. We need to clear it out now so that later on we can add even better stuff, because we're limited. And I think that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
What I would prefer is that, I don't use my tech slots very much. I would much rather be able to have the tabs. Now, Racy, were you saying that's possible to just have the cargo showing and not the technology?
No, this was on the ship exchange piece where you go and buy a new ship and you've got 9 slots, and at first look, and it took me a while to figure out, and it took someone in the comments to point it out to me, is that it shows your tech slots by default, and you can't move your tech slots across. And if you've got 9 ships, then you're just going to lose your cargo. But then at the very top, there is still a tab that you can move across to bring up the cargo. Now, it should default to cargo, in my opinion. But they are changing it in some parts of the game, but yet changing it back in other parts where it never used to be there. So it's a little bit confusing. And we, you know, as Jason said, as Stephen said, it's new, it's different. We just got to learn the foibles, I suppose, and be very careful. Otherwise, if you didn't notice, like me, then I'd have lost all my cargo in the previous ship.
I do think it's also, I had to remind myself yesterday, I played a 5-hour-long stream, and you run into bugs. It happens. Like, change the prices of, you can set the difficulty for prices of items. You can set it to be really inexpensive or free or very highly expensive, but it doesn't scale across everything. So ships were really expensive, but multi-tools were not. And it was just weird. And you see that, and you know it's going to be a bug. So I have a feeling that they haven't updated everything. And so eventually we will get, instead of just a technology, it'll be the modern technology at the top, cargo at the bottom, and you're able to swap it over, but they still haven't done it yet. They haven't updated it. Just like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, when you scan a ship now, like before it would tell you, oh, this is the class of ship, this is what type it is, and this is the, you know, general inventory, technology, and cargo. It still tells you the general, technology, and cargo. And it's like, well, there's only 2, not 3.
Yeah, and it'll go 0. Yeah, so again, as you say, they just haven't finished it yet. Yeah, there's still some more adjustments and user interface tweaks to do, I think, and they'll get there. Yeah. They'll get there.
Well, and it's just, it feels like small things they overlooked. Like, oh yeah, we changed the inventory. Well, we forgot that thing. We forgot this thing.
Yeah,
it felt very elementary. I mean, I did a review of the update already, but I reviewed it on the day 1 of what it was like, because I know how the games have pushed out updates and improve it, but at the same time, I'm reviewing it on the way it was given to us, and I gave it a 6 out of 10 because a lot of it felt elementary. I'll do another review once they've put all the updates out, and it should be how they want it to be. And I'm feeling better about it now, but before I was really miffed. It's like they've given us all this extra technology slots, though, the 60 technology slots. When you're trying to put all your technology in there, you end up with something like 20 free slots or whatever. There's not enough technology to put in there. And before, because we could put 3 inside of our general space and 3 in the technology, you could push those numbers up higher. You try doing that now, it just breaks the tech. And I'm wondering whether they're going to do something where we can merge multi-tools or modules, or maybe up it to 6 on our favourite weapons. I don't know. It just
maybe. The 6 is always an exploit, apparently. I only learned that yesterday, is that it was only supposed to be 3.
I'm pretty sure that was a feature from when tech slots got introduced, because I remember that being in the patch notes going, you can now install 3 modules in your tech and 3 modules in your cargo.
And I mean, we could go back and forth on whether it was intended or not, but the fact that they left it there for multiple, not just like a month or 2, it was multiple years of doing it. So everyone got used to it, even if it was unintended. They left it alone, and it's not like they didn't know. I mean, so many of us made videos about how to do it. I mean,
that was the best way to do it. Yeah. So I guess the workaround is something like Steve said: you either stack them, or you tweak the base values of a ship's stats, or up the values available in S-class and X-class upgrades, perhaps.
Or you increase the inventory slots right now, so there's extra room. And then in February of 2023, you add in a technology overhaul of, hey, look, there's 5 new weapons you can add. Or, hey, look, now we have different categories of technologies that's going to take up those slots.
That's what I was wondering they might be setting us up for. But something that I would note is, now we can go to Traveller's Graves and they sometimes give you a module. I got given a really nice, juicy scanner S-Class module that's better than any that I've bought in the shops before. And there's agents that land on planets and they give you X-Class modules. One of them was worth like 720 nanites, where the rest were like 450. And when I installed it, it gave me a plus 2% in various different areas of hazard protection. So,
Steve, I think that's been since the Sentinel update. They went through and they refigured all the black market, the X-class upgrades, and now you can buy a hazard protection. It gives you 4 different upgrades, 4 different hazard protections, and they can go up to, I believe, I've seen up to 12%, which is insane. I've only gotten 10, but I've seen someone say there's 12, and that's crazy.
That is a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't know if I've seen the 12, but I know where I can look, or at least where you could, because I think they refactored everything again for this update, which is the part that I haven't heard anyone complain about yet. Isn't just that they reduced the number of things you can install, but I'm pretty sure they redid all the numbers, which that will screw with everybody's tech more than not being able to install 6. Because it dropped a lot of them, and I need to go back and double check. But one of the guys on the sharing Discord had actually compiled all of the possible stats for all of the possible procedural tech.
Wow.
Well, and I don't think anyone's going to notice because they, at the same time of changing the tech and the percentages, they also made it easier. Because I've been playing permadeath, and a week ago I was dying constantly from fall damage, and now you have to really try to die from fall damage and permadeath, which is crazy to me.
Well, yeah. Yeah, and I must say my updates didn't seem to change, but it is what it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
think
new
they
norm.
probably did for everybody, but you won't notice because the difficulty is easier now.
Well, yeah, there is that.
Jason, that kind of encourages me. Like I was thinking today, as I was playing my my very relaxed creative mode, that maybe one time I will try the permadeath. Like I did the expedition, and permadeath's not my favorite place to be, but I thought maybe I would try the permadeath. But you can you can change the settings there to make them fairly mild, sort of work your way into it as well. Is that right?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, they do limit it a little bit. You can't make it totally easy, but they let you mitigate it a little bit. Or if you're a crazy person like I am, you can max it out to where it's just you're dying constantly because the insanity of the difficulty.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, something that I put out there was a poll to the community, just to see how divided this is. So it was NoMansSky Waypoint is out. What do you think the ability to change your game mode on the fly? What do you think of it, basically? I put game breaking, makes you feel like anything feels pointless, and 22% of people came back hitting that one. Great feature, cuts the grind and saves the time and boredom, pretty much like you were saying there, Catherine. That hit 20%, so fairly parable. There's a divide right there on those two. But 52% said they're just going to ignore the option and play as they want. They're not fussed. And I kind of sit in that camp now. No Man's Sky is longer for me due to this change. No longer is for me due to this change. 4% of people are putting down No Man's Sky because of the change. But then another 2% said that it's helped them jump back in because it's breathed a new life into it.
I have a feeling that 4% is going to go down in the next week or so because people, you get your gut reaction, your visceral first reaction is, oh, I hate it. It's terrible. I never want to play it. And then when you jump in and you actually play it, you're like, well, it's not that bad. And you'll warm up to it over the next week. I guarantee it.
I found that hitting up that new relaxation save mode, I'm really enjoying that. You get a lot more resources when you punch a bush or whatever, and yeah, you can move forwards anyway without having to sort of game break it and flick switches around if you really wanted to. There's going to be parts where I'm going to flick that switch, like to get all the base parts and stuff. But yeah, I'm liking it now. But like you said, Jason, I've got all the comments up right now where people are saying, what have they done? They've broke this game. I'm really upset with it. But then I've got other people saying, this is really good for me. This has helped me out no end because I just haven't got the time for the grind. You know?
Yeah. Well, and I tried to show everyone yesterday because I mean, I'm slowly going through and reorganizing and adjusting my own setup on my main save that I have like over 200 hours in that I've really maxed out. And everyone's like, well, now you like cut all the inventory in half. You can't be as powerful. And I'm like, I have the game was set on normal. I didn't adjust any settings. And I was still going through without maximizing. I was just adjusting things. And I was still going through and tearing through like I normally would. Am I as powerful as before? No. But there's a certain point where, I mean, if you're OP by 10% or 50%, you're not going to notice because you're still OP. And it just kind of, it more makes you pay attention to what you're doing rather than, well, I just have, double the amount of health upgrades, so it doesn't matter anymore. Well, now it does, but not as much as you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you've got that choice of how you want to play, exactly how you want to play, and you a little bit of, I don't know, dare I say it, a little bit of self-discipline to say that actually I'm playing normal and I'm going to stick to normal and I'm not going to tweak the settings, and that's how you choose to play, or you choose to play the permadeath settings. And but if you want to change it.
It promotes people to use other things as well. I mean, before, like looking at just the multi-tools, before you were very limited in your inventory. You can only pick, if you wanted to maximize a weapon, you had to pick one because there was not enough room to put all the other upgrades in.
Yeah.
Now, because you're limited to only 3, you can stack in different weapons. And so you can only have 3 upgrades for your scatter blaster, but you can also get a bolt caster. You can also get the, whatever you want, you can throw it all into one. And you're going to have that preference of, well, I've never used the bolt caster before, and I'm going to try it. No, it's still terrible, but I have it, and it's an option.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
We're joined by James MC. James MC's in the house. Hello, James MC. You snuck in. How are you, sir? James MC.
Hey, James MC.
I've just been sneaking people in sneakily, Captain, waiting to see when you'd notice.
Yeah, I can't hear him though. I'm turning up his volume. Can you speak, James?
Hello, Captain.
He was there just now. He had his video on.
Hey, sorry, yeah.
You back?
Bad internet.
There we go.
Hello, mate.
Hiya.
Oh, there he is.
So how are you finding it, James?
You know what? When I first turned it on and saw my inventory, I was devastated.
Yeah.
But now that I've actually had a chance to sort through it, and what I've decided to do, because my ship was only OP for an Xbox One. It wasn't God tier or PC save edited or anything like that. It was just the best I could do for the best upgrades for Xbox One.
Yeah.
And I could hyperdrive, thousands of light years. Had brilliant weapon stats. But now I'm thinking I'm going to have a ship for each one of those. So I'm going to have a ship for hyperdrive. I'm going to have a ship for battles.
Okay.
I'm going to have a ship for storing cargo, obviously, with my hauler, and just play the game a little differently. I think that's what they want me to do.
Right. I
I think you're right.
Yeah. With the amount of technology you can chuck into a ship, you could probably cycle through every single weapon and still have room for more technology. So I'm wondering whether Jason might be onto something, that maybe it's a stepping stone to something bigger to come maybe in the future. At least I hope that's what it is. But at the same time, I've been saying for ages I'd love to see ship perks and ship-related missions. I mean, what's the point in having a hauler opposed to having a fighter? It'd be nice to have ship-related missions and perks. It's like they did add cargo slots in, or smuggling shit for the hauler. They gave it extra expansion. I don't think that's equated in this new update. I don't think they get any additional storage again, so they've re-nerfed them. So it was a bit odd that they did that and then untweaked it.
Yeah, they had their moment. I know you guys have been playing for a long time as well. Back in the day, before, I think it was Beyond, you can only have 48 slots in a hauler, and so that was the ship everyone used. And then they let us upgrade all the other ones to it, and so it kind of nerfed it. And I was so happy. We had 3 or 4 months of the hauler being back to its glory of, oh yes, it has extra. Nope, not anymore.
Not anymore. No. And they've done nothing with the station override.
No, still nothing.
Yeah.
Glass.
I really hope they've got something on the cards for us, maybe before the year's out. I'm hoping to see maybe another expedition. I'm hoping that they make it a bit more Halloween-y, a bit more spooky. And I hope they hint at something, or at least drop in the station override before the end of the year.
It'd be a nice Christmas present, wouldn't it? Yeah.
No, they won't do anything with that station override. So the last day, they're like, look, we're finished. We're moving on to another game 5 years from now. Here's what the station override does. We're going to have to wait another 5 years.
No.
You insert the station override, and it says, "Go to Captain Steve's channel." Captain Steve's present.
Oh man, it's a bit of an oddity, that one. If anybody's got any questions inside of the chat, have you seen any questions go past, Kurt? I know you watch this like a hawk, where I'm watching the screens more.
Yeah, I got one for you from Dr. Kev. He's just asking if you still have the flamethrower.
Oh, good question. I've got the game on right now. I'd hit it up in the background. We'll have a look, shall we? I think you should.
I'll tell you, I still have mine, and you can take it off and move it to another multi-tool. It is so
Oh wow.
But
And
the real
so,
question
I mean,
is, can you trade it and share
yes,
it?
you can give it to
someone
another
else?
player.
I
And
don't-
so
I don't think they
I
could
see
hear
that
you when I
being
swapped over to my
dupes.
game footage, Jason. Can you just repeat that, please?
Yes, I
Incinerate.
officially, I still have mine. You can take it off of your multi-tool now and store it, give it to another player, or put it on a different multi-tool. So I see people duplicating the crap out of that. The flamethrower is going to be a new dupe item.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah.
We're doing the egg giveaways through October. I'm going to have to do that, take mine off, duplicate it up, and give it to people alongside a pet, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Awesome,
Jack
Jason.
Messenger was asking
Halloween
about
stream.
the Phoenix core earlier.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yes, you're talking about that, weren't you, James? Yeah.
Cool.
And so you can take it if you can take that off and then give it to another player, we can start passing those around, and that's no longer going to be a PS4 exclusive.
A
Oh,
chap
we've got to
called-
have that incinerator.
A guy called Dave says the incinerator is trade. Oh no, it says that you can't give tech to other players, is what Dave is saying. But then Dark Lord Zarek says incinerator is tradable to other players. So we're getting mixed vibes
I-
there.
It is officially tradable. I've done it. I've not put that video out yet, but it is possible to take it off and give it to another
Jeez.
player.
Wow.
I will say, I've done it.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna give that a go. Definitely. Thanks, Jason, for the heads up.
So, and I will say officially, I have not tried to dupe it yet, but I assume that it's an item in your inventory. It should be possible,
Yeah.
but I haven't tried it yet, so can't confirm that it's dupable. But you can remove it and give it to somebody else.
And I can confirm that with a save editor, you can add the recipe or schematic to your character, and you can install it on demand. And when you can do that from a PC, you can install it, package it, and give it away, and rinse, repeat.
Yes. Well, and
Sneaky.
have they fixed the save editors? I know that some of them were down earlier. Have they updated them yet?
Nearly.
that yet.
Yeah, pretty much.
It should be pretty quick now. Monkey Man was very quick with the Mn compiler.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, I've been looking at goat funguses and it's usable. There's still some bits missing because they've re-encrypted the Steam manifest file and he hasn't cracked it yet, but it'll be coming.
Incinerator giveaway would be nuts.
Yeah, if we can get in there, that'd be cool. I think we've got
Yeah,
Scottish
fine.
Rod in the waiting room as well, haven't we, Kurt?
Yep. Here we go.
Hello there, Rod. How are you, sir?
Hi, Rod.
Hey.
Right.
Give him a sec to unmute.
Yeah.
Just been raptured. He's probably gone to get a cup of tea. It always disappeared again.
Oh, it's done.
Oh,
Oh,
He's
no.
back in the waiting room. Did you press the wrong
No.
button, Rod?
I can't hear you, Steve. What's going on?
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Bollocks.
I can hear you, Rod. He's gone again. Okay.
18 plus warning on Scottish Rod. There we go. Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh well, technical difficulties. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot better about the update, and I think as time goes on, I'm going to feel even better. So we'll see what updates come out in the next week or so, and what else gets patched out. Because there's still a few little mini niggles, aren't there? Yeah, slowly getting there.
Yes.
There's always going to be little bits that need to be fixed up. So
And it'll be all right in the end.
Yeah.
and
Again.
we'll all play happily ever after.
Yep.
Well, I have a question. I don't know if I've been testing it a little bit. Do we officially know if we're the way that multiplayer works? Because I know before it was you were locked to your own difficulty settings. So if you played on normal, you only saw players that were playing normal. Can we all basically go in and out of each other's games, or is it still locked to
Yes,
What, if
yes.
you change game mode?
Yes,
during
Sue and
the-
I tested that. Sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
Sue and I tested that, and he put out a
I've tested
video on
with
it.
Flowery. So
Yeah.
both me and Flowery started in normal. Flowery changed his settings in game on the fly, and I could still join him with normal settings.
But what Sue and I did was I was building in a normal save, and Sue loaded up his creative save. It was an original creative save that he made, and he joined me at my base in normal, and he could see my base,
Okay.
and we were playing together, able to see each other and he was in his creative save, and I was in my normal save. So yes, we can do that.
Wow.
Okay, because it could have been multiplayer being crazy, but we were trying on Friday. I was playing permadeath, and we were trying to get more people in, and it just felt like no one could join me unless they were creating a brand new save with my difficulty settings. Like, they couldn't join me with a normal save or anything. But that could be just multiplayer being crazy.
That could be. It could
maybe that's
be.
permadeath.
Well, it could be permadeath. I'm thinking it might be that certain there's different pools like there used to be, so there might be one for custom. I haven't had a chance to get into the network traffic on it yet, but that's one of the things that I've been wanting to dig into to find out how those how the bases are shared now, how the different pools are set up. With the work on the offline server and everything else waiting for patches to kind of balance out, I haven't had a chance to dig into it yet.
Makes you wonder if you could build a base in creative mode, and then swap your mode to normal, and then upload your base computer, and whether it would move your base from creative to the normal server.
Indeed, or do the separate servers even exist anymore? Or they just stuck them all together?
That's what I was wondering earlier.
Yeah.
The way it actually works, I'm going to get a little technical on everyone because this is one of the things Kurt and I and a few others have been working on. Everything is uploaded to the same server. However, there is a game mode tag attached to bases and a few other items. And when when you do when the game reaches out, it says, "Hey, I want all of the bases." Used to said, "I wanted all the bases on creative mode for this solar system," or "I want all of the survival perma bases for this solar system," and then it would load it into your game. There was some funkiness a couple months back where it would only send me like creative bases regardless of what mode I was in, so I don't know what was going on then, but typically that's how it works. If whatever game mode you're in, that's what the request that goes to the server, and it just sends back those bases. But I don't know what's changed.
Cool. Looks like Scottish Rod is back without technical difficulty. Yes, I can hear you now, Rod. And hello.
Yeah, I've got to go down to the little cog there.
How are you finding it, Rod? You had you've made a lot of videos lately, and bloody good ones as well.
Yeah, but like everyone else, the initial shock. But I remembered the transition, the reset, and I knew how I felt then, so I knew it was then. So I warned people just to back off and wait for it to settle for a week or two. But a lot of people have taken it really to heart. But I spent the morning upgrading everything. And the mods don't feel as nerfed as people think. I think they've upped them slightly. I took out some, so there's been a little bit of rebalancing.
Yeah.
And also, there's so much space when you're upgrading everything that you can move stuff around and get the max out of everything and stuff like that. It doesn't feel as though it's bad as it first appeared.
I'd agree with you there.
Yeah, so it feels as now that I've cleared up my inventory and got it all nice and tidy, it's like, all right, okay, this feels good. And then I'm going, there's going to be new mods. They hinted something a couple of weeks back.
Did they indeed?
I do remember it coming up in some comment that they put out there.
February. I feel like the first of the year, they're going to put out whether it's like a technology update itself, or is it going to be an update with technology upgrades in it? I don't know, but I feel like we're going to get additional stuff to fill out 60 spaces is way too much room for what we have now. They're going to have to put something in there.
99.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting 100 in some of my texts.
Yeah, I'm getting 99 in some of mine.
Yeah, 99 and 100 in mine. I'm not quite sure they fixed the numbers yet, but yeah.
Well,
so be careful when you're trying to
99 mod spaces.
More.
Yeah. Why? I'm going to put 45 bolt casters in every single thing. Yeah. Watch it explode.
In one of the interviews for one of the magazines, Sean Murray said that for end game content, or people that have got to that 1,000 hours plus, that there's new ways of going out and finding tech in the universe. And I'm wondering whether that's through these travelers' graves and maybe the vendors that we're seeing landing on planets. Maybe there are ways and means that we haven't actually found yet. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I spent quite some time checking mods and getting the best ones and stuff like that this morning.
I think we need somebody more dexterous on the game files to confirm that for sure. The likes of Zane, he's usually quite good with finding all these stats and stuff, so I'm going to watch his channel quite closely.
Yeah.
But
some of the X-Class upgrades you can get now are really good. They're a lot better than they ever used to be. Cool. And they outdo any S-Class by country miles sometimes.
They sell them in pirate stations, don't they? They sell them in pirate stations, and also the vendors land on planets. So I just need to be a bit more conscious and just check in with those a little bit more often, see if I can find anything real special. And if I do, I'll try and confirm it on my channel or put a video out there.
Well, I know that we talked about it a week ago. When they talked about technology upgrades, we didn't know what that meant, and the inventory was going to change. Yeah. There was speculation that there was going to be a new class of multi-tool and ship. Instead of S, you would get an X class multi-tool and an X class. I would have loved to see that. Hopefully they do something like that.
Well, that'd be fun.
I was like, hopefully they give us a double S class, and then I was like, oh no, that's got Nazi connotations.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Multi-class mods. It's the one they've got the X class, so why not exotic ones? Every other game has exotic level.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be awesome.
That would be cool. Yeah, that could be a good way of doing it, to be fair.
Yeah, you can only install one of them, but they're so variable.
Yeah.
It means you'll be hunting all the time.
Exactly, trying to find that little nugget, that golden piece of tech that will just do everything for you. Yeah.
Or you just wait a couple of weeks on PC and you save edit it.
Well, you're going to community tonight, we'll give them all away,
Since we're getting close to the hour mark, shall we do 2 round robins? So we'll go around the actual table and we'll go around and see if anybody's got anything else they want to say. But then also, if you want to go through the live chat and see if you can see any questions in there that you want to read out or reply to, that'd be cool. So first one, should we go around and just see if there's anything that anybody else wants to say? So Cyberpunk, do you want to go first?
I think I have 2 things. One, Jason, did you ever... Wait, what was it? I'll come back to that one. You were, during your live stream 2 days ago, you were having an issue, and now it's gone. I hate it. Damn it. Sorry, excuse me. I apologize for the language. You were having an issue on something, and I was going to ask you earlier, but I forgot. I hate that. Okay. The other one was, there was some talk about the X-Class or the modules that had 12s as values. I found the database that has all of the seeds and all of their values. Does anybody know which tech module that was for? And I can tell you if at least it was the old one. I don't know if it's been refactored.
I know it was before the 4.0 update. I was told that the hazard protections for X-Class modules that you would be able to buy from a pirate station or a landing traveler, they would have 4 random elemental protections, and they can go up to 12. I've only seen up to 10%, but I've been told that it goes up to 12%, so I was hunting for those before, the 4.0 update.
All right, well, let me see if I can open up the hazard protection for X-Class real fast.
I mean, I got one the other day and it was +2s, and that blew me away at 2. So if you can get 12,
Steve,
I was
low. My game file.
Yeah.
I was going through the roof when I had +10%, +10%, +10 of 4 different elements at +10% protection. It was insane.
I have it listed in the apps that it's between 1 and 10%.
Cool. Okay, so 1 and 10 is confirmed, but there is a hint or rumor that there might be 12s out there.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I've never seen it, so I don't know for sure. But yeah, that was when they said that to me. That's when I started hunting. I'm like, okay, I have 10. I want to get to 12.
They sent you on a wild goose chase.
I can confirm that at least the pre 4.0 X-Class modules, there was nothing above 10%.
Oh, they
I
sent
need
you
to go
chasing
after
your
my
tail.
subscribers now. Come on, why you gotta mess with me?
I can tell you how many 10% or how many have 10% across the board. If you give me a second here. Being difficult.
So yeah,
Computer.
I can't remember your name, but thank you for making me believe that there was a 12% out there. Dang it!
And look at James
Hey, there might
MC.
still be.
He's got one of my hoodies on.
Hey.
Nice games.
Execute Mondo. Nice one,
There's a wee
James.
kid in the background that's making me laugh.
There are about almost 3,000 variations of the perfect X-Class hazard protection module.
Cool.
Wow. So there's a lot out there.
There's let me see here. Let me unfilter this really quick. I can tell you there are clear sort or just computers. There are approximately 100,000 different seed values for procedural tech.
Okay.
And that's my Alexa.
So it's a very big
Wow.
random numbers game in trying to find them, but it is worth hitting up those vendors and seeing if you can get something a little bit
Yeah.
special, because it probably feel worth it when you install it. So
And I will say
Cyberpunk-
it is hard to get that 10%. I've spent hours trying to get 10 on multiple different ones.
Cool. Cyber, is it worth?
yeah.
Is it okay if we move over to James MC? See
Oh
if he's
yeah,
got-
go ahead. If I remember, I'll send a message to Jason in a comment or something.
Cool. All right, James, you got anything you want to say?
Well, will the Switch ever have multiplayer? What do you reckon?
Oh, I'm gonna say
Because
no.
my son is dying to play with me on crossplay.
Zendesk it.
But I said no that it would
He's
never
really,
even come to Switch.
he
They
really
proved me wrong.
enjoys the relaxed mode.
Yeah.
He's only 9, so the relaxed mode is perfect.
Hold on, has he got relax mode on the Switch?
No, just on the Xbox One. It hasn't actually arrived. We've ordered it for the Switch.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, he wants it.
Cool.
Zendesk it.
Yeah.
I think it'll show up one day.
I just think it'd be awesome if we could play crossplay. That's all.
I think they probably will do it.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
I get an Xbox Series X, and then he has my old Xbox One, and we do it that way.
Cool.
I'll do it that way. Yeah. Do it that way. Do it that way. He'll love you forever.
Yeah, well, that depends on the wife. But
Well, yeah, there's that.
I don't know how you all feel about it, but I truly don't think they will be able to put it on there. I think that it will come to the Switch, but it's going to be the Nintendo Switch 2 or Nintendo Switch Pro or whatever the next Switch is, because I've played it
Yeah,
on the
I-
Nintendo Switch and it runs at 30 frames a second. It can't even hit 1080p, and that's with them stripping out a lot of stuff. I can't imagine it running
well, does the
playable
Switch
with that.
does the Switch Nexus have loads of landing pads? That's my question.
Yes.
Well, then surely.
It's baked
I
into
think-
the model, so it's
I
not, they
would
wouldn't
hope
remove
so, but
it.
yeah, I think it's more of a
Nah,
you don't want to change out because
it's
the
a pipe
same thing
dream.
happened to Space Anomaly in I think it was the next update when they added multiplayer. They added 4 landing pads in the original Space Anomaly, and they would still be there even if you were playing single player, and it looked really weird when you'd land on one of the 4. So I think it's just baked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I give him credit. I think it'll happen.
Yeah.
In answer to Joey Daddy's question, he's basically asked about the Mac iPad version. The Mac iPad version, I think, is going to be VR. It's one of the VR launch titles.
Okay. Nice.
That'd be cool.
Because
Looking forward to that. I just
Apple
don't have
has
a
been
iPad.
tinkering about with a VR headset and hardware for some time. Have they actually announced it yet? Have they confirmed that?
Oh, it's there. It's close to release.
Yeah, I think so.
It's there.
Lot of
It's going to
rumors.
be. There's going to be 2 versions. There always is.
Okay.
The standard
Pricing
now,
is
but
gonna be
good. Everyone else's in some stupid ass overpowered version.
The LC2 version. Yeah.
It would cost a ridiculous amount of money, but like it would be so overpowered. It's like what?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right, should we move on to
You're
Kurt?
going to have to get an iPad so that we can capture the data.
Kurt, you got anything you want to add? Before we end off?
No, just that I will continue working on the app update and update everywhere on the Android, iOS, web, everywhere. Just keep checking.
Just not on the Windows Store.
Yeah, I'm
Giving up
again
on
on
that.
the Windows Store, unfortunately.
Cool. Ricey,
I
anything
want
at
it
all?
back on the Windows Store.
No, really, just there's one question from Kim T earlier on about saves. Yeah, autosave just saves every minute. And every time you get out your ship now or do a save, it makes a restore point. So that's the difference between them now. And as for multiplayer mobile, you need one of these.
That's a Steam Deck.
There's the Steam Deck.
You can play it on your phone if you've got xCloud. I've done it.
Oh, that's nice.
Cool.
Yeah, done it.
And with
my
this
tablet.
Steam link it to your TV and everything as well. So there's lots of different ways to get mobile gaming. It's this is just amazing. Very much worth the money.
Does it get hot? Stupid question.
Surprisingly, no.
No.
The temperatures, I mean, it gets warm, don't get me wrong, but there's, I don't know if you can see it, there's an intake on the back.
Cool.
It blows it out the top, and where you've got your fingers is nowhere near.
Okay.
Where
Does
that
it charge
gets a little bit warm.
playtime?
They're
But,
almost comparable in price to the Switch, aren't they? If you buy a Switch
are.
new
If you can-
and you
yeah,
buy
if you
one of
can-
those second-hand.
Well, in the UK, the OLED Switch is about 310 quid. This lowest version of the Steam Deck is £349, and you can buy it without reservation now. Not that I'm not affiliated, don't get me wrong, I just like it.
Yeah.
So really, for an extra 30 quid, you can get the cheapest Steam Deck, as
And you're-
opposed to the top-end
And you're
Switch.
running version 4.3 not
You
freaking
are indeed.
$399. Yeah.
It's right here. In fact, it's asking me to update to 4.03 right now, so because I haven't done it yet.
What's
The
the
only
play
downside
time
to
on
that is battery life is a little less
Battery
than
life's
it is on the
less.
Switch.
Okay,
So take
cool.
a power bank with you. Yeah. But yeah, I'm liking the Steam and any other PC game that runs on Steam Deck. It's not just NoMansSky. So yeah.
Cool. Got anything new coming to your channel, Ricey?
I'm going to do hopefully a video on upgrades. So I'm going to dig around and dig in and see if they've changed and then how best to arrange them in your tech, what you can and can't use. But that's about it for now, really. And we've got a community night of sorts coming with Zoo Games, of course, Flowery, Squirrel, Katrine, hopefully, myself and anybody else that would like to join in. It's not going to be like it was. We've got some ideas. We're batting around because now you can buy anything for free anyway.
Yeah, true.
So we're trying to think of a good way of getting the community all together a Friday night for a couple of hours to have a laugh and a giggle and have a fun time and see what we can give out. Yeah.
You can give away those incinerators now. I've had confirmation from Jason.
Incinerators, yeah, switch ships, ricey balls. Have you seen the ricey balls?
Yeah, is that the one that just a ball? Is it the exotic with nothing on it?
Exactly, yeah. I figured out how to do it in the end. Well, Gary 420X got one from a nice, lovely random person.
Cool.
So I got one off him, and I dug into it, figured out how it was done, and turned it into an exotic version.
Cool.
So yeah, so we can give those away as well, and lots of other wonderful things, I'm sure. But it's more the getting together of the community, having a laugh and a giggle and a chat, and that's what it's all about. So yeah,
There you go.
maybe with a glass of wine with it.
Some rice balls and wine. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
That's fine.
So Rod, you read something out from the chat earlier, but you got anything coming to your channel, mate?
Well, a couple of tutorial videos, I think, through the week. Yeah, it's better. Carrying on.
Cool. All right, Cyberpunk, do you do anything on your... Have you got a channel, buddy?
I got a couple channels. I don't stream as much as I want to right now. I want to start doing more like scripted content, regular videos, but IRL is kind of in the way. So
Cool.
mostly what I've been doing is just kind of back end stuff.
Sweet. Okay, we'll just keep an eye on Cyberpunk's channel then for back-end stuff. It'd be nice if you could get those tables up there for all to see. That'd be quite handy dandy.
I can actually, I'll throw that in the, I can throw the brain fart. Sorry. Procedural tech stuff. If you guys want that, there's a link in chat.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice one. Thank you, bud. Nice one, Henry. Sweet. And Catherine W.
Yes. I'm just really thrilled. Something that hasn't been mentioned much is the fact that we can now name our saves.
Oh yes.
I have been asking for this since I first started. We have 15 saves now. And so now we can name our saves. So now what I'm in the process of doing is playing with each save and making that save into a character. So right now I'm working with my Galaxy Hopper. So my Galaxy Hopper character is going from galaxy to galaxy and putting down portal bases so that we can bring people into those galaxies if they want to go there. Named saves, yes. And then my builder save, I can do a builder save. I've got my legacy save that has all the legacy parts and everything in it, which I'm hoping they don't write out of the game because I love my legacy parts too. But yeah, so the named saves is my big thing. And of course, being able to play in the relaxed mode and being able to play with my normal friends. In that mode. So yeah, I'm very happy camper over here. The only thing that I would like to see in future is that we have the tabs back so that we can have the cargo tab and the technology tab rather than, so that'll reduce the scrolling at the very least. So that's the only other improvement.
Maybe
that I
add
can
it
see
in
at
as
this time.
a setting, like how you turn the hub on or off. Turn it on for tabs on or off. Yeah.
So that would be fun. And then because I set my technology stuff up and then I don't bother with it. The only time I bother with it is if I have to recharge something or something. But most of the time I don't interact with my technology slots. I interact with my cargo all the time. So it would be great if I could have like more of the cargo slots visible all the time. That's the only request that I would really make of the game. Other than that, I'm thrilled with it. So, yeah.
Much else coming to your channel?
For my channel, doing the name saves, bringing new characters into the game and making those characters like have one that's going to be like Katrine the cook, and the chef. And doing all the cooking with one character, and that character is going to have every piece of cooking stuff that you could possibly want, and just bringing these characters to life and making them into real characters. Yeah, that's the plan anyway.
Cool. I have to look out for that then. And Jason plays.
Well, along the lines of having things that people overlook. Like naming the game saves, that's really good. The other thing that a lot of people didn't either pay attention to or just don't care right now, but I think they will in the next week, is Quicksilver. Because before, we were talking last week about how, if a new player on Nintendo Switch wanted to go through and buy everything from the Quicksilver shop, they would have to spend over a year accumulating Quicksilver to buy everything because they were only giving out 250 Quicksilver per daily missions and 1,200 on the weekends. And we mathed it out and it was like, oh man, they're going to be at least a year before you can even buy everything right now. And they're constantly adding more and more items, so you're never going to catch up. But the
Will
fact
they
that
get the weekend missions?
Oh, you go to the Nexus and you get a weekend mission. I think they should. You don't have to do it in multiplayer, so I think you'll be able to do it. I do mine single player all the time, so I can imagine they just tweak it to where you can't invite anybody over. But they've increased the amount you get. You get 1,800, I believe, in weekend events now.
Yeah.
And you get 400 for your daily. So now you can accumulate it a lot faster. And so I am very happy about that because there's so many people who just started playing a month ago or 2 months ago. And they're like, well, how did you get that item? And I'm like, well, you can get it through the Quicksilver shop. And then they go through and look through and they get deflated because they're like, well, I have to save up for like a month before I can get this or that or whatever. Now it's a little easier to get all that stuff.
There's a lot of stuff inside the Quicksilver store that's under the 1,800 mark. So if you wait till a weekend, you can fire up a creative save, fly up to the Nexus straight away, run the mission, buy something that's under that 1,800, and then you can pretty much delete that save because you can then claim it anyway on all your other saves. So all the low end stuff, you can just keep doing that if you've got the time and the patience. I
didn't even think. That's a guide,
with
Steve.
The Switch, though, don't you have to dock it to get online?
Oh, I have no idea with the Switch. I haven't got one. Has anybody?
I haven't tried actually, so I don't know if you need to be docked or not. I've not tried it in portable mode. I've only tried it docked.
No, it does. I do think it does connect to Wi-Fi when it's portable. But I mean, you've got to if you're using it mobile all the time. You've got to obviously make sure that you connect to your Wi-Fi network to catch up with the weekend missions.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you need a Discovery server connection. Haven't quite figured out what triggers it. But yeah, if you don't have a Discovery server connection, it tends to not work. Or if you're on the PlayStation and the PlayStation isn't logged in to PSN, you aren't going to get that either. It's weird.
So Jason, anything new coming to your channel?
Oh, I mean, for the next week, it's just going to be insane going through as many guides as I can to say, hey, this changed. Money making with your activated indium farm. Guess what? Not doing that anymore.
That's a question, actually. So how do you feel about all your old guides? Because they're probably not going to get hit up as much. Because I know that I'm worried about mine, to be honest.
Oh no, Steve, it's going to be the opposite problem. I'm going to have a flood of new comments of people coming in. Oh, I can make money with activated indium. That doesn't work anymore. Guide is fake. This is you suck. This is a lie. Yeah. I've already started getting those. And it's like, sorry guys. I mean, I'm going to go through. I'm going to try to go through and say top comment, pin a comment of this doesn't work anymore. But when you have 1,000 videos, it's going to take me the next week to go through and try to update all that.
More guides.
More
content.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I do is just pin as soon as someone says this doesn't work, I pin the comment. But then sometimes a week later, someone says, "Thank you very much for this guide. It worked a freaking treat." So I pin that one, and I'm forever pinning different ones. People say, "No, this doesn't work." Yes, it does. Yeah,
Well, and then that's the thing is, there's some things that still work. Like you could still make money with a activated indium farm, but any new player is just going to say, oh, you can make $1 million, whereas an old school player is going to be like, I made $1 billion from that. Now it's only $1 million. What the?
Yeah,
that's what I've been now.
Yeah,
everyone knows.
But the cap was always 4.2 billion, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we were always doing way too much, really.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Way too rich.
Now you have to spend hundreds of millions just to upgrade your slots. So I can imagine somebody going through and saying, well, I'll just every day upgrade a couple of slots. I mean, you can technically, a lot of people are not going to realize this, but just turn down the price, buy it, and then turn it back up. You can set the difficulty and just do it that way.
I think they'll get rid of that.
Yeah, I did a video.
What's the point otherwise?
Well, I think we've put a lot of positivity out about this update and helped, put our thoughts and feelings about what it might mean for the future as well with Hello Games and maybe the direction of NoMansSky. And I'm hoping people out there in the viewerverse watching this back might feel a little bit more positive about the update. I know I do. I mean, if you watch my review and then hear my rant on the freaking weekend mission to how I feel now, a lot has changed in the space of 3 days.
Yeah.
Ups and downs.
How much has the base code changed?
Base code? How do you mean, mate?
Like the foundations of the game. It's just I'm wondering how much they've actually changed if they've rebuilt it.
Oh no, there wasn't that much structural change. Especially if Monkey Man can update quickly, because usually that's the problem. It's the structural changes that take a while, because then he has to go and look through the game files and fix it up again. For the most part, the things that changed was the journey milestones. They changed massively. The reward table changed a bit, and there was another one that was important, and I forgot. Oh, expeditions. The expedition file always changes.
Oh, I was thinking more of the core of the game, but I don't think you can access that, can you?
No, and these files kind of hint at what changes in the core of the game. So I would say it wasn't that much of a change that we can see, but obviously there's probably optimizations and things like that happened.
Yeah.
Well, and I will say on for PC, and I think that this bodes well for the future of consoles, but on PC, they've added a whole bunch of optimizations for like the AMD processing, and it's enabled by default, meaning my frame rate, when I loaded up the 4.0 update, all of a sudden my frame rate went way up, and I'm like, I didn't change any settings. I just loaded up a new, update. And it's because by default, they're enabling a lot of these features. And I have a feeling, especially when it's AMD, because a lot of the consoles are running on AMD processors. Hopefully in the future, that means we'll see PlayStation and Xbox with a way either better frame rate or a more solid frame rate of, hey, look, it's 60 and you don't have to worry about it going up and down.
And Steam Deck, of course, is AMD as well.
Yeah.
He's really plugging that Steam Deck.
I've got another one.
You're employed by them, I know it.
I wish I was, but no, I'm not. Yeah.
Well, inside the Nexus, I noticed if I had my cape on, I was getting a little bit of motion blur and a little bit of dropped frames to the point that it was actually making me feel a bit nauseous. I took my cape off and put back on the backpack. It's running smooth as fudge now. This was great. So, yeah, get rid of your capes, people. That cape.
you can
I
see
wasn't a big fan of them anyway.
Yeah. You can't see
I
Exo
love
Droid
the
either.
cape.
Yeah, I like the cape, but I'm not going to do it on my adventure because you can't see Exo anymore with it on.
No.
Can other people see your capes yet?
Nope.
Like in multiplayer?
I didn't fix
No.
that. I didn't fix
fix
that.
that one.
No station overrides and no singularity drive as far as I'm aware. So there's a couple of oddities that I'm still like, loose ends much?
Oh,
Yeah, still
they
some more
had
to
the
come.
visceral. What is it for the worms? What do you need? You need the visceral and.
Well, they haven't added it in, but you can pick it up now. You can pick up the VAR worm spawn. You can pick it up now.
Oh, you don't even need the tech anymore?
No, you just go and pick it up. Yeah, it works now.
Oh, nice,
apparently.
okay.
That's what it said in the patch notes. You know, for version 4.0, when you go down to that freaking Star Wars credits list, yeah, it's down there. It's in amongst all of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Haven't tried it, but apparently you can pick them up now.
Well, it's good because I thought for sure, okay, they added the Singularity engine, they added all these things in the expeditions, but they haven't made it over to the normal game. I thought for sure, okay, this is going to be a cleanup update. They're just going to throw it all in there. And I guess they're just going to say, no, you don't need it. Just pick it up anyway. You're fine.
That's kind of what they suggested within the interviews, that they were going to tidy it all up. But you can still buy a freaking myth beacon with Quicksilver. Yeah. But it does nothing.
Well, it is a myth beacon.
Yeah, it's very mythical. Yeah. I'm miffed. Yeah. Anyways, shall we end off now, people? Shall we call it a day? I think that went
Sounds good.
awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you,
jumping in
everyone.
and making this extra interesting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Take care, all. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Kurt.
Lovely seeing everyone.
everybody.
Have a good
Good
day.
chatting.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
and bye
care.
everybody in the chat. Sorry if we didn't read out too many of your messages, but it was quite a busy podcast. Cheery, bye.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.